Be ready. Start. Having carefully examined these judgments in the light of the submissions made, the only conclusion that unquestionably emerges is that Section 5A is a safeguard against investigation of offences committed by public servants by petty or lower rank police officer. It has nothing to do directly or indirectly with the mode and method of taking cognizance of offences by the Court of Special Judge. It also follows as a necessary corollary that provision of Section 5A is not a condition precedent to initiation of proceedings before the special judge who acquires power under Section 8(1) to take cognizance of offences enumerated in Section 6(1)(a) and (b) with this limitation alone that it shall not be upon commitment to him by the magistrate. Once the contention on behalf of the appellant that investigation under Section 5A is a condition precedent to the initiation of proceedings before a special judge and therefore cognizance of an offence cannot be taken except upon a police report does not commend to us and has no foundation in law, it is unnecessary to refer to the long line of decisions laying down hitherto uncontroverted legal principle that where a statute requires to do a certain thing in a certain way, the thing must be done in that way or not at all. Other methods of performance are necessarily forbidden. Once Section 5A is out of the way in the matter of taking cognizance of offences committed by public servants by a special judge, the power of the special judge to take cognizance of such offences conferred by Section 8(1) with only one limitation in any one of the known methods of taking cognizance of offences by courts of original jurisdiction remains undented. One such statutorily recognized, well-known method of taking cognizance of offences by a court competent to take cognizance is upon receiving a complaint of facts which constitutes the offence. And Section 8(1) says that the special judge has the power to take cognizance of offences enumerated in Section 6(1)(a) and (b), and the only mode of taking cognizance excluded by the provision is upon commitment. It therefore follows that the special judge can take cognizance of offences committed by public servants upon receiving a complaint of facts constituting such offences. It was, however, submitted that even if it be held that the special judge is entitled to entertain a private complaint, no further steps can be taken by him without directing an investigation under Section 5A so that the safeguard of Section 5A is not whittled down. This is the self same argument under a different apparel. Accepting such a submission would tantamount to saying that on receipt of the complaint, the special judge must direct an investigation under Section 5A. There is no warrant for such an approach. Astounding as it appeared to us in all solemnity, it was submitted that investigation of an offence by a superior police officer affords a more solid safeguard compared to a court. Myopic as this is, it would topsy-turvy the fundamental belief that to a person accused of an offence there is no better safeguard than a court, and this is constitutionally epitomized in Article 22 that upon arrest by police, the arrested person must be produced before the nearest magistrate within 24 hours of the arrest. Furthermore, numerous provisions of the Code of Criminal Procedure, such as Section 161, Section 164, and Section 25 of the Indian Evidence Act, would show the legislature's hesitation in placing confidence on police officers away from court's gaze. And the very fact that power is conferred on a presidency magistrate or magistrate of the first class to permit police officers of lower rank to investigate these offences would speak for the mind of the legislature that the court is a more reliable safeguard than even superior police officers. The argument of the learned Attorney General that the question of granting sanction for prosecution of a public servant charged with an offence under the 1988 Act arises only at the stage of taking cognizance and not before, that is neither supported by the plain language of the section nor the judicial precedents relied upon by him. Though the term cognizance has not been defined either in the 1988 Act or the CRPC, the same has acquired a definite meaning and connotation from various judicial precedents. In legal parlance, cognizance is taking judicial notice by the court of law possessing jurisdiction on a cause or matter presented before it so as to decide whether there is any basis for initiating proceedings and determination of the cause or matter judicially. Thank you.